Welcome to the house where the door is always open. Thanks for taking the off-ramp to adventure. Today we're at the HEINGOLD facade. It was a house at one time, but not anymore.
This is really a testament of HEINGOLD's accomplishments, as well as just his love for America. You know, he was a very successful stonecutter in Germany, and when he came here in 1850, he also carried over that talent to our city.
I know you're probably wondering, why are you filming this? What's so important about it? Well, for one thing, it's a lot of history, especially when you're talking about immigration and the toils that the immigrants had to go through back in the day, but it's just cool.
So the subdivision, named The Point, was made up of about 75% immigrants. They were from France, Ireland, and Germany. Mr. HEINGOLD was German, of course. So when he came here in 1850, at the time, the 15th President of the United States, President Buchanan, was actually a lawyer here in Kentucky. And I really feel like, personal note only, I really feel like because of there was a relationship maybe with he and President Buchanan, and there's a bust actually of Buchanan in the very top of this facade.
Mr. HEINGOLD was evidently a very generous man, because other immigrants from Germany would come in and he would house them.
The subdivision The Point was actually built in the 1840s, and it was built by the French. It's very evident when you go back in history on The Point. There is a long road in there that's called the Frenchman Row. I just think it's really interesting. This facade was saved. It was moved a couple different times, but when it was brought right here, actually where it is, there's a street called Frankfort Avenue in Louisville, and it comes right past this on either side, and the river is straight across. It's just interesting how they have set this in such a beautiful part of our town for people to go around it. But look at this here. This is this, what do you call that? Is that the
Foundation?
Well, the step. I love foundations of homes. There's something about the stability. It can go into a lot of things that I believe in, but I believe in a very strong foundation is a very strong home.
You know, the story of the 1937 flood is tragic in the fact that it took out all the other upper class homes that were here, the mansions, and this is the only one that really survived. But there is a good side, I guess, if you were looking for one. They definitely don't have to worry about termites anymore, or much of any other kind of destruction or decay. Over the door frame, can you see the 18? And over here, the 57. This is when the house was built. I guess we want to make sure we knew when it was built. Love this kind of stuff.
It's really hard to see this. This is what hangs underneath the window, but it is so intricate. It's a rope, I guess, of flowers. And each window has that underneath. But I think which is so, everything has detail. It's not just a window frame. It's just a beautiful example of someone that just loved what he was doing and loved where he was planting his home.
There's so much detail on this facade. It is incredible trying to catch it all. One thing I think is interesting, looking into the house or the facade nowadays, this is our view. And this would have been Christian HEINGOLD's view today. Condos.
Being from this town, I just love knowing that there's something this special that has been planted here for people to see. Many people come into our town and never really have ever heard of this story. I encourage you, if you're not from here, if you're traveling through, just stop into Louisville, go down to the river, ask anybody where this facade is, they'll show you. They probably can't tell you the story, but they'll tell you where it's at.
Don't worry if you do come down, they've got you covered. They've got this plaque here that tells you the whole story. And again, like she was saying, you're probably not going to get the story from anyone in town because it's a lot of story, but come down, check it out. It's going to be worth your time. There are a lot of people who like this facade. They've paid to actually have it restored and maintained. Thank you for those bricks. Appreciate it, and the plantings. Anyone you know?
Yeah, I'm just curious. There's one on here that says in memory of Aunt Dot. I had an Aunt Dot.
I wonder, could it be your Aunt Dot?
Exactly.
That would be cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this adventure checking out the Christian HEINGOLD house. Just so you know, this was supposed to have been the subject of our last video, but we had some major technical difficulties. That last video that had the HEINGOLD house at the end, I had to upload it 6 times. It's still not right. Hopefully this one's better. We've still got another place to show everyone too, right?
Right, down the street.
We'll see you there. We're gonna make one small stop first. We're back to check on the marina. We didn't get a lot of video the other day because we were kind of in a rush, so today we want to see if the marina is still in the kind of shape it was in. In the last video, when we came down to the marina, it was flooded. Water was all the way up to the point where you couldn't tell where the land ended and the water began. This is what it looks like now. You can see that ramp right there. The last time we came, the water was past it. You could not tell where the water was. Those cars where they're parked, that was all water. And look at that drop they would have had if they had gone 5 inches the wrong way. Would have been pretty disastrous. I never was much of a boat guy. Not that I didn't like boats. Would like to have had a boat. Just never had a boat. My wife would like to have a boat. Big one. With a bed and a shower. Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. Okay, now we can buzz over to our next stop with a little help from Warp Drive. Welcome to the Louisville, Kentucky Water Tower. As unromantic as that sounds, you need to know it's the oldest ornamental water tower in the world. And you're probably wondering, ornamental? What? What is that? Glad you asked. Take a look at these. These zinc statues signify things like winter, summer, the hunter, and more. They're fantastic, and they are beautiful. If you want to know more about the statues, I'll leave a link down below.
There's 10 zinc statues on top of this. This is taller and bigger than even the Chicago Water Tower. It's the biggest one in our nation. And it's interesting, they all have a story about the earth or the sun, maybe even the moon, I don't know. But this particular one, her name is Summer. And she's shading her eyes because the sun, the way it hits. And just the fact that summer's coming up, I thought it was cool.
Every one of them's got a name, which I think is kind of cool. The Hunter. This one's the Hunter. Any of them a vlogger?
Oh, this one's exciting. It's Neptune.
The one looking toward the water, that I think is that one. juxtaposed to the contrail. That's kind of impressive, kind of dramatic, isn't it?
Both the water tower and the pumping station behind it are designated historic landmarks for their architecture, and for really a good reason.
Basically, they made a functional building pretty. Thanks to architects Theodore Skowden and Charles Hermione, it was disguised as a beautiful Roman temple complex. Sneaky, but glad they did it.
It hasn't pumped water since 1909. Now it's a museum.
Hey, this is one cool place to bring us. This was your idea.
I love this.
This is her idea. This is one cool place to bring us.
It is. It's a great place to come for festivals. I've been down here a couple different times. It's really pretty.
Yeah, we've heard about the festivals and we've actually come to a couple, but we never really looked at the building. Thanks, guys, for helping us discover the building with you. Appreciate it, man.
Water in Louisville in the 1830s and 40s was so bad before the water tower was built. This city was nicknamed the Graveyard of the West. Not all went well with the water tower. In fact, a tornado ripped it apart in March of 1890.
Thanks to the tornado, they had to open up a new pumping station in a new location, leaving this one just a beautiful piece of Louisville history. Okay, I think that's going to wrap up this little adventure. Thanks for coming along with us today. If you liked it, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, all right?
That'll work.
Subscribe, that'd be nice. And hit the notification bell so you know whenever we make a new video. I'm going to try to make one at least every couple of weeks. We're still having to work full-time jobs, so yeah, bear with us if you would, too. Appreciate it.
And remember, adventure is as close as the next off-ramp.
This right here, can you see it? It looks like a boat, the front of a boat. Ahoy, matey. Do we have a boat for you? Arr.
She is Autumn. She's got a plate of...
That's Autumn. That's Autumn up there. We got, every one of them's got a name, which I think is kind of cool. The Hunter. This one's the Hunter. Any of them a vlogger? Okay, just so you know, I still have the COVID-19 haircut, but I do have an appointment 3 weeks from now. They are so overwhelmed trying to get people in. Trouble is, I think my wife over here is starting to like this look, the Rango look, maybe. I'm feeling like I need to start talking with an English accent. So what do you think? Should I cut it? Should I keep it? No, I'm not going to buzz it, so don't put that in there. They definitely don't have to worry about termites anymore.